Hello there, my name is Aslan, and today we'll be talking about how I built my Aoife. Alright, so to start off, he has 16,807 HP, 912 attack, his defense is 697, EM is 926, with a crit damage of 36 over 111, ER of 125, and then that is all the important things for him. Weapon-wise, I personally have him on the Wingslift to increase his crit damage, and then, give him attack, elemental damage, or elemental mastery, depending on which one he hits. It all are really good for him, honestly. So I really like him on the Skyward Atlas. The Wingslift. I said this one by accident. I think the Skyward Atlas could work really well for him. Elemental damage bonus by 12%. Now, the thing is, I don't know if his attacks count as normal attacks or ease. So I don't know if this effect would work on that. But the attack percent is nice, and it'd give him a lot of attack. Now, I focused on EM for him, so I cared a little bit less about that EM crit rate, crit damage. That's what I was focusing on for him. Now, there's also Lost Prayer of the Sacred Wind. Where is that one? This one. Crit rate increases your movement speed, and when in battle, you gain elemental damage bonus every 4 seconds. Gain an 8% elemental damage bonus every 4 seconds. Maximum 4 stacks. Lasts until the character falls or leaves combat. So this could honestly work really well for him. It gives him extra movement speed, which will allow him to move around a lot faster than, just elemental damage bonus. And Aoife's on the field a lot. You lay down at least how I play him, he's on the field all the time. You lay down everybody else's stuff, you have Aoife there, and he shoots everybody. Bang, bang, bang. So he may end up on the Wingslift eventually if I just choose that I like him more and he's going to be the one on it. But for now, I'm going to have Hazel on it. Lost Prayer of the Sacred Wind. The Wingslift is the one I currently have in mind. I keep getting the names mixed up. Anyway, 3-star options are things like the Twin Nephrite. This is the other one. The Twin Nephrite, which gives you crit rate, increases movement speed and attack by 20%. And then the Emerald Ore, which gives you EM, and it also boosts Electrocharge damage, which he does Electrocharge things you want him to run him with Electrocharge. That's how I have him weapon-wise. You could put him on, something that does EM, crit rate, or crit damage are my personal favorite ones for him. You could do attack percent. That's not going to be bad, but I have him running with EM with the crit rate, crit damage. Really focus on EM, because I have him EM all the way down on his artifact. Part of the reason for this is because to have no overlapping artifacts, watch if I put attack percent. They're all taken. They're taken. They're taken by other people who I really don't want to put on an alternate set. They could probably go on an alternate set, but I'm happy with my Aoife on this. It also lets him to heal a lot more, and I have Farina on his team, so it works really well for me. But for your Saiyans, you could do EM or attack. You could do EM, Animo damage bonus, EM, crit damage. Any of them work. I have him on a full EM set with EM focus substats, and then I would then focus on crit damage next with attack percent, then ER for the focus. Now, set-wise, I personally would only really put him on VV or the Obsidian Codex. You could, I think this is stuff with when you're off-field damage bonus, but I could be wrong, and it could just buff stuff. I haven't actually thoroughly read over this one in a while, but really I would just focus on putting him on one of these, because I like running him as my main DPS. He's going to be on a field. The buffing is going to be nice. I have him on VVs to just increase his swirl damage, which I think is really good, because he's going to be swirling all the time. Anyway, con-wise, his C1. When using his E, when you do his shots off of it, it restores 6 energy 1 time every 8 seconds. So, His C2, for every Night Soul point, Blessing State, for every Night Soul point the party has that's above 60, Aoife will gain 4 additional rescue essentials. And then we'll have a total of plus 50 rescue essentials. Let me see if I can remember what the rescue essentials do. Actually, let me just pull this up. Rescue essentials points will increase Aoife's swirl and electrocharge damage. So again, it increases swirl, electrocharge, which is really nice. Dealt by nearby party members by 7.5%. this is really good when you're, and they're lunar charge damage too. So that's what they do. All right. And then you have his C3, which increases the level of his E, his C4, which extends the duration of his ult by 3 seconds, increases his EM by 100 for 15 seconds after using his elemental burst, which is really nice. His C5 increases the level of his ult. In his C6, when you're holding your base attack while in his E state, you have a 50% chance of having an extra shot that is fire that deals 120% of Aoife's attack as normal attack damage, which confuses me because I feel like the rest of his count as is E damage, and that acts actually reinforced by the fact it's normal. So you'd want to actually, if you have him C6, you want to level his beast, but if you don't have him C6, I don't think it actually matters. Bit confusing there on why they decided to do it like that, but that's what they did it. Anyway, additionally, when he is not in combat, Eva will consume 20% less Night Soul points in his Night Soul Blessed state. I don't recall him being able to be in his Night Soul Blessed state outside of combat. Because this is it, and then he goes out of it to change characters? I don't get it. I may be missing a use of Eva, but I just don't get it. I don't understand why it's like that. Anyway, team-wise, you really want to run Aoife in a Electro Charge team. You could also run in a Swirl team because, as you saw, the rescue points increase the Swirl and Electro Charge or Lunar Charge. Both are a Hydro. Electro. Now, I personally like running in this team with the 2 Hydros, or providing all of the Electro, and then Aoife swirling and increasing their Electro Charge damage. Jingcho, I mean, I guess it would count as his normal attack, given Jingcho's swords, as far as I can tell, go off when he hits things with his using his base attack while in his E state, but I don't think the damage multiplier is off as a normal attack. It's confusing. And then Farina, his healing offsets her damage taking pretty well. I love the damage she does. The damage he does is great, and the damage he does is great. I find this team works really well for him, but you could run him with a lot of different Electro characters. Like, you could do Kuki for the off-field, Fischl, Lisa, if you really need, if you don't have anybody else, you could use Lisa. I don't know how good Dory's off-field application is, neither was Kujosara's. So really, I recommend one of those 3. Everybody's got themselves a Lisa, you just want to throw some ER on her, and then you can do that. And then you're going to want to have a Hydro character. Most likely, you're going to be using a Jingcho. Because I assume most people have bothered to get him. If you don't have a Jingcho, that's unfortunate for you. For me, as you can see, I have quite the variety of Hydro characters. I could easily put Milu. I could honestly put Ayato on there and have him use his ult, which would be fun. I love running Ayato as a support. It's really fun. But I could put Dahlia on there if I felt like I needed it. They survive just fine, so this is my favorite team for it. Let's go beat up Child again. Because, I mean, if you watch my video on Auron, you know I did this exact same team, and I don't think I've actually changed it at all. So it's gonna, unless I play worse, it's gonna turn out the exact same. Where's Jingcho got launched? So we'll see how it goes down. By the time I got to him, Ori's ult was already down. But yeah, you can see the swords coming off, so it does have some. And we're just doing swirl damage at this point. We're not even getting that electro charge, or he's not applying it right now. Which, possibly you could run him, or Aoife, which I think he actually had something, oh yeah, because his C2, I think it was, increased if you have an overflux of characters who can't have Night Soul bursts. You could, the Shogun would be, honestly, if I had the Shogun, she might be replacing Jingcho, and I'd have Ori here for damage. the Shogun there for additional electro applications, and then Frida would handle the hydro application. But I sadly have not gotten the Shogun, so no Shoguns for me. But anyway, that is all for today's episode. Let me get into my bag to clear out my artifacts. That is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and may you have a blessed rest of your day.